Today's first topic is equality of complex number. To compare complex number, we have to compare real parts and imaginary part. वो simple concept है. But equation in terms of x and y solve કરવાના હોય ત્યારે આ ટાઈપનો steps કરવા જોઈએ. એવું કહી શકાય કે actual complex equations ને solve કરવા માટે આ first step છે. Okay? થોડા questions કરીએ એટલે વધારે ખબર પડે આપણને. Easiest question થી start કરીએ આપણે તો. We have to get the value of x and y, real value of x and y, which satisfied this equation. Okay? So जो मैं तुमने steps भी रखीने આપેલા. First step is simplify, like open the bracket, multiply, take conjugate, multiply and divide, LCM એ બધું. But our question is in simplest form. એવું કશું છે જ નહીં. But let's rewrite this as x plus 4yi and y plus 3 plus ix. Okay, so we get a plus ib, or we can say standard form of complex number on both sides. Now your next step is to compare real as well as imaginary part. Okay, so from comparing real parts, what we will get? We will get x is equal to y plus 3. That will become your first equation. And by comparing imaginary part, we will get 4y is equal to x. And this will become your second equation. Now to solve this equation, koi bhi method use karo, we don't mind. Let's say we are comparing x. So we will get 4y is equal to y plus 3. And it will be lead us to 3y equal to 3, or we can say y is equal to 1 is your required value of y. Now substitute the value in second equation, you will get x equal to 4. So your answer will be xy is equal to 4, 1. Ta-da! Okay, एकदम easiest question હતો. હવે આમાં અઘરું શું થાય કે અઘરું સિમ્પ્લિફિકેશન હોઈ શકે, ઇક્વેશન સોલ્વ કરવાના હોઈ શકે. ઓકે, તો આની વધારે પ્રેક્ટિસ કરીએ આપણે. બોલો શું કરી શકીએ આમાં? યસ. હવે મેં જે કીધું છે ને આમાં થોડું કોન્ટ્રાડિક્ટ થાય. એનું રીઝન કહું. See, x and y are combined in this bracket. પેલું કરશો તો ખોટું નહીં પડે. But x plus iy જોડે છે તો પછી સિમ્પ્લિફાય શું કરવા કરો? We can do another thing. Yes, make x plus iy subjective. So we will get 2 minus 5y upon 1 plus i. Okay? And for simplification, let's multiply and divide by conjugate of denominator, which is 1 minus i. Now, in numerator, multiply 2 minus 5i with 1 minus i. Multiply 2, we'll get 2 minus 2i. Multiply minus 5i, we'll get minus 5i plus 5i square upon 1 square plus 1 square. Okay. Now, collect the real parts. 2 minus 5 will be minus 3. And minus 2i minus 5i will be minus 7i. And give individual denominator of 2. Right? On left hand side, we already have x plus iy. So by comparing real parts, we will get x equal to minus 3 by 2. And by comparing imaginary parts, we will get y is equal to minus 7 by 2. So, ta-da! This is your answer. Okay? બંને હા, બીજી મેથડથી બી સેમ જ આન્સર આવે. રાઈટ? બટ જે ગમે આઈ ડોન્ટ નો કરવાની તો મહેનત જ છે. See, interesting question. We have 3x minus 2yi into 2 plus I whole square is equal to 10 into 1 plus I. So simplify કરવું easy પડે કે subjective બનાવો? Subjective બનાવો, but obvious, right? So let's make this term subjective. So we'll get 3x minus 2yi is equal to 10 times 1 plus I upon 2 plus I the whole square. Okay, simplify. 2 plus I the whole square means 4 plus 4I plus I square. Okay, still your numerator will be as it is. In denominator we get, yes, 4 minus 1 will be 3 plus 4I. So for further simplification, multiply and divide conjugate of denominator, right? So again, 10 will be as it is. Multiply 1 plus I with 3 minus 4I. So we'll get 3 minus 4I plus 3I minus 4I square. And in denominator we'll get 9 plus 16, or here we'll get 10 by 25. And collect the real parts. 3 plus 4 will be 7, and minus 4I plus 3I will be minus I. Okay, this is your 3x minus 2y. Okay, open the bracket, 5 2s are and 5 5s are. So we'll get 14 by 7 minus 2 by 5I is equal to 3x minus 2y. Right? Compare imaginary part. So we'll get minus 2y is equal to minus 2 by 5. Or we can say y must be 1 by 5. Now we are ready to compare real parts. So what's happened there? 3x is equal to 14 by 5. So x must be 14 by 50. Ta-da! Let's move to next question. X plus 3i upon 2 plus iy is equal to 1 minus i. हमें x y subjective नहीं बना. We have to simplify first, right? That means x plus 3i must be equal to 1 minus I into 2 plus iy. Multiply 1, we will get 2 plus iy. And multiply minus I will get minus 2y minus I square y. Right? Now, 2 I square y will be 2 plus y. And if you take I common, y minus 2 must be equal to x plus 3i. Right? Now, next step, com compare your real part. We will get x equal to y plus 2. And by comparing imaginary part, we will get 3 equal to y minus 2. So we will get y equal to 5. Substitute the value, you will get x is equal to 5 plus 2, or we can say 7. So, ta-da! This is your answer. एक मस्त इंटरेस्टिंग एमसीक्यू करिए. x plus iy into p plus iq is equal to x square plus y square into I. નોટિસ કરો xy વાળા ટર્મ્સ બહુ બધા છે, બટ p અને q વાળો એક જ કોમ્પ્લેક્સ નંબર, રાઈટ? બ્રેકેટ ઓપન કરીને બી કરી શકાય, વી ડોન્ટ માઇન્ડ, બટ એ બહુ અઘરું પડી જાય કેમ કે આમાં નંબર્સ જ નહીં. એબીસીડી થી ભરેલો આખો ક્વેશ્ચન મેથ્સ નો છે પાછો. બટ સ્ટીલ લેટ્સ ગો. p plus q ને સબ્જેક્ટિવ બનાવવાથી કામ થશે. So p plus iq will be equal to x square plus y square into I upon x plus iy. Now we have to simplify right hand side, and for that we need conjugate of denominator, which is x minus I. So multiply and divide by it. બસ સિમ્પ્લિફાય કેવી રીતે કરશો? થોડું દિલમાં ગભરાટ તેવી લાગે છે. શું મલ્ટીપ્લાય કરવાનું? ખાલી I and multiply કરો. Okay, multiply I with this bracket. Your x square plus y square will be as it is. So we'll get xi minus I square y. And in denominator we'll get x square plus y square. So these two brackets will be cancelled out, and we'll get p plus iq is equal to xi plus y. चलो बोलो तो. By comparing real part, what we'll get? એટલે સ્ટાન્ડર્ડ ફોર્મમાં લખવું એટલું ઇમ્પોર્ટન્ટ છે, રાઈટ? Your right hand side is not in standard form. Basically, we have to rearrange like y plus ix. So compare real part, we'll get p equal to y, and from imaginary part, we will get u equal to x, which is given in option C. Ta-da! MCQ માં આન્સર આવ્યા પછી બી ખતરો ટળે નહીં. તો આંખ સાફ કરીને જોવો, ચશ્મા સાફ કરીને જોવાના. હું કે મારે તો છે જ નહીં, બાજુવાળાના લઈને કરવાના, પણ સાફ કર્યા પછી ઓપ્શન ટીક કરવાનો. આટલી બધી મહેનત કરીને ઓપ્શન ખોટો ટીક થાય શું કરવાનું? Miscellaneous નો question number 16. We have x plus iy cube is equal to u plus iv, and we have to prove this thing. That's it. Yeah, sir. u plus iv એ બહુ easy term છે, એટલે એના simplify નહીં કરો. Let's simplify our left hand side, which is x plus iy whole cube. જે લોકોને યાદ નહીં એ લોકો માટે ફોર્મ્યુલા લખી નાખો a cube plus a plus b whole cube નો. a cube plus 3a square b 3ab square. Okay, so here we'll get x cube plus 3 times x square iy plus 3x iy square plus iy whole cube. Okay, so x cube plus 3x square y and I square will be minus 1. So 3xy square and minus iy cube. I cube no value to minus 1, right? Okay. Now let's collect real parts, which are x cube and 3xy square. And from rest of the two terms, we can take I common. So we'll get our imaginary part, which will be 3x square y minus y cube. Okay, and on left hand side we already have u plus iv. Okay, so we are ready to compare real part as well as imaginary part. From real part we'll get u is equal to x cube minus 3x square, 3xy square, and from imaginary part we will get v is equal to 3x square y minus y cube. Got it? But what we want, we want u by x. So divide your first equation by x. You will get u by x is equal to x square minus 3xy square. And to get v by y, divide by y. So we'll get 3x square minus y square. Okay? Add equation number 1 and 2. So on left hand side we'll get u by x plus v by y is equal to x square plus 3x square minus 3y square minus y square, or we can take 4 common and we get x square minus y square, which we have to prove. Hence proved. It's the proud. That? Okay. આ સેમ ક્વેશ્ચન એક્ઝામ્પલરમાં અલગ રીતે આપ્યો છે. In that case, we have to find out ux of minus vy. So what will happen? Difference લેવાનો છે of x square minus 3y square and 3x square minus y square, right? So we will get minus 2x square minus 2y square, or we can take minus 2 common, we'll get x square plus y square as u by x minus v by y. Hence proved. Ta-da! Okay, फटाफट लखी नाखो चलो. Miscellaneous exercise no question number 14. We have to find real values of x and y such that this is conjugate of this. Okay, means x minus iy into 3 plus 5i is equal to minus 6 plus 24. પહેલા સ્ટેપમાં મિસ્ટેક થઈ શકે. ઓકે, પછી તો બધું રામ રામ. ઓકે, કઈ મેથડ યુઝ કરીશું? Yes, we'll make x minus iy subjective. So we'll get minus 6 plus 24i upon 3 plus 5i. So to simplify right hand side, we need conjugate of denominator is 3 minus 5i. Okay, multiply minus 6, will get minus 18 plus 30i. And then multiply minus 24i, will get 72i and 120i square upon 9 plus 25. Right? Okay. Now collect real parts. Minus 18 plus 120. 102. And this will be 102i. And in denominator we have 34. Yes, 34 3s are 102. So 3 plus 3i, which is equal to x minus 5i. So from real part we will get x is equal to 3. And from imaginary part we'll get y is equal to minus 3. That's your answer. Ta-da! 3 and 3 नहीं, 3 and minus 3. Okay, ध्यान रखना, थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम हो सकता है जल्दी में. ओके, आना जो एक अजू एक्स्ट्रा क्वेश्चन करिए. We have to find value of x and y where minus 3 plus x square yi is conjugate of this. That means x square plus y minus 4. Okay, conjugate of each other એટલે આનો પેલો પેલાનો આ ચાલે, કોઈ પ્રોબ્લેમ નહીં. Okay, now our next step is compare real parts. We will get minus 3 is equal to x square plus y, and by comparing imaginary part we will get x square y is equal to minus 4. Now solve these two equations. कोई भी एक ना subjective बनाओ. Let's make x square subjective. So we'll get minus 4 by y. Substitute over here. We will get minus 3 is equal to minus 4 by y plus y. Take LCM. Minus 3y is equal to minus 4 plus y square. Or we can say we'll get quadratic equation y square plus 3y minus 4 equal to 0. So your factors will be y plus 4 and y minus 1. So here we get y equal to minus 4 or y is equal to 1. So for y is equal to minus 4, we will get x square is equal to minus 4 by minus 4, or we can say 1. That will give us x equal to plus or minus 1. And for y is equal to 1, we will get x square is equal to minus 4, which is not possible. તમે કહેશો એવું કેવું? 2y આવે, but we need to get real value of x and y. Complex number ભણી ગયા બરોબર છે, but your x is real number, so that is not possible. So what is your final answer? We will get two solutions. First one 1 and minus 4, and second one minus 1 and 4. Okay, so ta-da! Yeah, અમુક વાર આવું complicated solution બી આવે, but step same. Question number 18. What is your question? Find number of non-zero integer solution. આપણો આન્સર કેવો જોઈએ? Non-zero અને integer. And which satisfied this equation? 1 minus I mod raised to x is equal to 2 raised to x. આપણે મોડની બહુ પ્રેક્ટિસ કરી. Mode of 1 minus I, right? Your real part is 1. Imaginary part is and my I you do, but minus 1. So we will get under root of 1 square plus minus 1 square. That's easy. Is equal to 2 raised to x. So on left hand side we'll get 2 raised to x by 2 is equal to 2 raised to x. Under root का मतलब 1 by 2 power. So by comparing powers, we will get x by 2 is equal to x, or we can say x equal to 2x. X cut math hai. Move your x on right side. હું extra steps એટલા માટે કરી રહ્યો છું કે તમને idea આવે. We will get 0 is equal to x. So what is your answer? Find શું કરવાનું? x ની value જે non-zero હોય, integer હોય. But the only possible solution is 0. So your answer must be no non-zero integer which satisfy this equation. Correct? X equal to 0 is not your answer. The question must specify करिए. I don't know કેમ આવો question પૂછી ગયો, પણ તમારો concept clear થઈ જશે, right? Okay. Same hours confusing સખત question. જો આપણને ખબર છે JEE માં મેઇન્સ માં ખાલી એક જ ઓપ્શન કરેક્ટ હોય, રાઈટ? મેં જાણી જોઈને આ ક્વેશ્ચનને મોડિફાઈ કર્યો. પહેલા નોટિસ કરાવી દો, મલ્ટિપલ કરેક્ટ આન્સર્સ. એકથી વધારે આન્સર્સ કરેક્ટ હોઈ શકે. હવે આનો મતલબ 2 બી હોય, 3 બી હોય, 4 સાચા હોઈ શકે. This x plus iy into 1 minus 2y is conjugate of 1 plus i. So it must be equal to 1 minus i. Then we have to check following options, right? મનમાંથી શું કરવાનું થાય છે? Let's make x plus iy subjective. So we'll get 1 minus I upon 1 minus 2y. Option C. What about option D? To get option D, we have to take conjugate on both sides. So we'll get x minus iy is equal to 1 plus I upon 1 plus 2y. Because of this 1 minus I, option D is wrong. What about A and B? So, we have to simplify the right hand side. And for that, we have to multiply and divide by conjugate of denominator, which is 1 plus 2. So multiply 1 minus I with 1 plus 2i. We'll get 1 plus 2i minus I minus 2i square. And in denominator we'll get 1 plus 4. Collect the real part. 1 plus 2 will be 3 by 5. And 2y minus I will be plus I by 5, which is equal to x plus I1. So from real part, we will get x equal to 3 by 5, which is given in option A. And From imaginary part, y equal to 1 by 5, which is given in option B. So A, B, and C are correct answers. Ta-da! Now we'll go for next topic. Genuinely as topic. પહેલું તો છે ને આના પહેલાની પ્રેક્ટિસ કહી શકાય. ઇક્વેશન ઓફ કોમ્પ્લેક્સ નંબર્સ સખત ટોપિક છે, આના પરથી એમસીક્યુઝ આવે છે. This is the most simplified question and our concept both. So we have to get value of modulus of z minus 5 if z equal to x plus I1. આ ક્વેશ્ચન બનાવવા વાળા સારા લોકો છે જેમને આવું સ્પેસિફાઈ કર્યું છે. ના કર્યું હોય તો જાતે લઈ લેવા અને એક્ઝામમાં ખબર પડવી જોઈએ. Okay, now let's try to get more z minus 5. Substitute x plus iy instead of z. So what should be your next step? We have to find out modulus, and to get modulus we need real and imaginary. What do you think? What is your real part?
X minus 5.
હોશિયાર ભૈયા, પોતાની જાત પર પ્રાઉડ ફીલ થઈ ગયા. આટલું બધું જોરદાર બનાવી દીધું. See, x minus 5. And what about imaginary part? 5. Very good. So under root of real part square plus imaginary part square is your answer, which is given in option A. Ta-da! Yeah? તો જ્યારે બી આવું મોડ જો તો રિયલ પાર્ટ ભેગા કરવાના, ઇમેજનરી પાર્ટ ભેગા કરવાના, then apply the formula. Done? Okay. Easiest question. Now, actual question. Actual questions might be easy question. We have to find all non-zero complex numbers z which satisfy this equation. This equation. A z ના ઉપર ભૂલથી લીટો નહીં, that is z bar. And on right hand side we have iz square. તમને મેન્શન નહીં કર્યું કે z is equal to something. આપણે જાતે લેવાનું. Okay? Yes. So we will take z is equal to x plus iy. Solution start કરો એ પહેલા પૂછી લો. Find શું કરવાનું? Z find કરવાનું છે. આ યાદ રાખજો. And to get z you have to get x and y. આવું ક્યાંય મેન્શન નહીં કર્યું. પ્રીવિયસ ક્વેશ્ચન્સમાં શું સારા લોકો હતા, find real value of x and y. ચોખ્ખું છે, આપણને ખબર પડે એવું. આપણે x y થી કદી આગળ વધ્યા નહીં, સીધું z પર લઈ ગયા. w તો આવા જ લાગી રહ્યો. ઓકે, રિમેમ્બર આ ભૂલી જશો, ક્વેશ્ચન સોલ્વ થઈ જશે, ખબર જ નહીં પડે શોધવાનું શું છે. We have to get z, and for that we need x and y. Okay. Now, if z is x plus iy, what do you think? What is z bar?
X minus I.
But obvious, right? Okay. So let's use your given data. Z bar is equal to iz square. Substitute z bar, which is x minus iy, and z square, which is x plus iy the whole square. We have to simplify our right hand side. Open the bracket, we'll get x square plus 2xy I plus I square y square. Right? Multiply I, we'll get I times x square minus y square, and middle term will give us 2xy I square. So basically, rearrange the term, minus 2xy will become your real part, and I times x square minus y square is your imaginary part. That on left hand side we have x minus iy, right? So by comparing real part of both sides, we will get x is equal to minus 2xy. શું કરીશું? ના થાય. એક્સ એક્સ કટ ના થાય હો, ધ્યાન રાખજો. અહીંયા બી આપણે એ વસ્તુનું ધ્યાન રાખ્યું હતું કે એક્સ એક્સ કટ ના થાય. You have to simplify. We'll get 2xy plus x is equal to 0. Take x common, we'll get 2y plus 1 is equal to 0. That will give us x equal to 0 and y equal to minus 1. Got it? Any problem? Okay. Problem તો હોય પણ શું કરીએ? સહન કરી લઈશું. Now we'll go for imaginary part. So we'll get minus y equal to x square minus y square. Now, let's say first case when x equal to 0. So we'll get minus y equal to 0 square minus y square. Minus minus become plus 1. Y cut? नहीं करना. Yes. Y square minus y equal to 0. Y common will get y minus 1. So we'll get two options, 0 and 1. Okay. And next case, y equal to minus 1 by 2. So here we get 1 by 2 is equal to x square minus 1 by 4. Or we can say x square is equal to 1 by 2 plus 1 by 4. X square is equal to 3 by 4. Or we will get x equal to plus or minus root 3 by 2. Then, સૌથી ખતરનાક વસ્તુ find શું કરવાનું છે? And what is that? X plus I bar. So possible values of z are when x equal to 0, 0 plus 0i. First one 0 0. Then 0 and minus 1. That means 0 minus I. Now we'll take y equal to minus half. So we will get two options. First one root 3 by 2i minus 1 by 2i. And root 3 by 2 minus root 3 by 2 and minus 1 by 2i. So we will get four answers. Done? Ta-da! So I is equal. We have to solve system of equation where real part of z square equal to 0 and modulus of z equal to. So your first step is z equal to x plus iy. Right? First of all, simplify this z square equal to 2. Okay? Z square equal to 2, so we can say mod z square equal to 4. And what is mod z? X square plus y square equal to 4. So let's say this is your first equation. Okay? Now we need z square. No problem. We can find out z square. It is simply x plus I by the whole square. Open the bracket, we'll get x square plus 2xyi plus y square I square. Or we can say x square minus y square plus 2xyi. Then, so here, real part of z square is x square minus y square, and that is equal to
0.
as per given data. So this will become your second equation. Now we just have to solve these two equations. Let's get your first equation and add them. So we'll get 2x square is equal to 4, or we can say x equal to plus or minus root 2. And from equation number 2, we can say y square equal to x square, and that is equal to 2. That will also give us y equal to plus or minus root 2. Now interesting question. What is your answer? We have two independent x's and two independent y's. So big possibilities are like plus root 2 plus root 2y plus root 2 minus root 2y. Yes, minus root 2 plus root 2y and minus root 2 minus root. So we have four answers. Ta-da! Let's see one interesting MCQ. We have equation z square plus z bar is equal to 0. Okay. If we take z is equal to x plus iy, then your z bar will be x minus iy and z square will be x square minus y square plus 2xyi. 50 बार करना हो तो याद रहेगी वो, right? So substitute values instead of z square, x square minus y square plus 2xyi plus z bar is x minus iy is equal to 0. Now collect your real parts. X square minus y square plus x is equal to 0. And what about imaginary parts? 2xy minus 5 is equal to, just an imaginary part of it. Now 0 I hoise. That will also 0. Okay. Now take y common, we'll get 2x minus 1 equal to 0. So that will lead us to y equal to 0 and x equal to half. For y equal to 0, we will get x square plus x equal to 0. Take x common, we'll get x plus 1. That will give us two answers, 0 and minus 1. And for x equal to half, we get 1 by 4 minus y square plus 1 by 2 equal to 0. Or we can say y square equal to 3 by 4. That will also give us two answers, plus or minus root 3 by 2. So here we will get two complex numbers which satisfy our equation, 0 plus 0i and minus 1 plus 0i. And from this case we'll get two options, 1 by 2 plus root 3 by 2y, 1 by 2 minus root 3 by 2y. Okay, which option is correct? Yes, we have four solutions which satisfied our equation. Option D is your answer. Ta-da! एक easy question कर लिया बस. If z square plus modulus of z square is equal to 0, then we have to prove that z is purely imaginary. How? By proving real part is 0. Okay? Now, as we know, we have to use z, which is x plus I1. So we need two things. First one, z square, which is x square minus y square plus 2xy and modulus of z, which is under root of x square plus y square. So let's use this data in our equation. Substitute z square, which is x square minus y square plus 2xyi plus more z square, which is x square plus y square equal to 0. Now collect the real part, x square minus y square, x square plus y square will be 2x square. plus 2xyi is equal to 0. Right? So by comparing real parts, we will get 2x square equal to 0. Or we can say x is equal to 0, which is actually real part of z is 0. Therefore, your z is purely imaginary part, hence proved. But થોડું extra વિચારજો ને તો તમને realize થશે કે if we compare imaginary part, your y will also 0 and imaginary part is also 0. So it is also purely real part. Actually 0 plus 0 આવી જાય. But આપણે શું આપણને તો image purely imaginary prove કરવાનું કીધું હતું કરી નાખ્યું. Okay? So, ta-da! So, next topic is use of long division in complex number. Basically, a थोड़ा simple question. We have z is equal to 2 minus 3i and we have to prove this thing. And from that, we have to find out value of this thing. Okay? Imaginary part एक side રાખવાનું and real part एक side લેવાનું. That means z minus 2 is equal to minus 3i and square on both sides. So we'll get z square minus 4z plus 4 is equal to 9i square, or we can say minus. So it will give us z square minus 4z plus 13 equal to 0. Hence proved. एक वस्तु तो થઈ ગઈ. Done. Now let's get value of this one. Easiest method is long division use. Long division જેને યાદ ના હોય એ લોકો માટે પહેલા તો સ્ટાન્ડર્ડ ફોર્મમાં કન્વર્ટ કરો પોલિનોમિયલ. We have 4z cube minus 3z square plus 0z plus 169. Okay, z वाला term में तो 0z लखो. And we have to divide this by z square minus 4z plus 30. Okay? Okay. First of all, we need to get 4z cube. Z square नहीं तो શું multiply કરીશું? Yes. Multiply 4z with the polynomial. So we'll get 4z cube minus 16z square and 52z. Change the sign. Your 4z cube will be cancelled out. Plus 16z square minus 3 13z square. Similarly, minus 52z plus 169. Now what we need? 13z square. So z square ने શું multiply કરવું પડશે? 13. So 13z square minus 52z plus 169. Change the sign. You will get 0 as your remainder. Right? So here we get 4z cube minus 3z square plus 169 is equal to product of these two. Or we can say 4z plus 30 into z square minus 4z plus 30. And we already get value of this polynomial as 0. So your answer will be 0. Ta-da! આ ટાઈપના ક્વેશ્ચનમાં રિમાઇન્ડર 0 ના હોય તો no problem. Let's say અહીંયા +3 હતું, so we have to place plus 3 over here. So answer will be 0 plus 3, or we can say 3. Z बची गयो मत तो substitute the value of Z. Okay? एक आध सम करी खरी है बता दो. Your x is equal to 3 plus I, and we have to find out x cube minus 3x square minus 8x plus 50. करो लो, स्क्वायर करो, क्यूब करो, प्लेस करो. ओके, બીજું આ રીતે આપણને એક્સ્ટ્રા ઇન્ફોર્મેશન બી નથી આપી. But we will follow the same steps. Your first step must be move real part on left side. So we'll get x minus 3 equal to I. And then square on both sides. So we'll get x square minus 6x plus 9 is equal to minus 1. Or we can say we'll get x square minus 6x plus 10 equal to 0. Done? Now we will divide your given polynomial by this polynomial. So first of all, we need x cube. X square to multiply so x. So we'll get x cube minus 6x square plus 10x. Change the sign. Your x cube will be cancelled out. 6x square minus 3x square, 3x square. Then here minus 18x and plus 50. Multiply 3. So 3x square minus 18x plus 30. Change the sign. 3x square 18x will be cancelled out. Then we get minus 50. So we can say x cube minus 3x square minus 8x plus 50 is equal to product of these two polynomials, x plus 3 into x square minus 6x plus 10, and your remainder minus 50. So we already get the value of this polynomial as 0. So x plus 3 into 0 minus 15 will be minus 50, which is given in option D. Ta-da! Got it? Easy, easy. Last question coming. We have to find this polynomial for x equal to minus 1 plus root 2i. So here we get x plus 1 is equal to I root 2. Square on both sides will get x square plus 2x plus 1 is equal to 2y square. So we'll get x square plus 2x plus 3 equal to 0. Okay. Now let's divide the given polynomial with our obtained polynomial. First of all, we need x is to 4. So we'll multiply x square. X is to 4 plus 2x cube plus 3x square. Change your sign. We will get x is to 4 cancel out. 2x cube 3x square plus 4x. Now we need 2x cube. So what we have to multiply? 2x. We'll get 2x cube plus 4x square plus 6x. Change the sign. 2x cube will be cancelled out. 3x square minus 4x square minus x square. 4x minus 6x minus 2x plus 9. Now we need minus x square. So multiply minus 1. So we'll get minus x square minus 2x minus 3. Change the sign and we will get 12. So we have to write down x raised to 4 plus 4x cubed plus 6x squared plus 4x plus 9 as product of these two polynomials. And plus your remainder. So we already get the second bracket as 0. The answer will be 1. Ta-da! Okay, आज માટે આ પ્રોસિજર આપીશ.